Hey, and we are here. My man is back. So happy.
So glad to be back, man.
Let's get this out of the way now, because he's gonna talk a lot of junk, saying, "No, he called me every day. How are you? Are you okay, Frankie?" Yeah, I did. So what? That's what friends are supposed to do.
That's right.
You know what else friends are supposed to do? Answer the goddamn phone.
I gotta keep you waiting. I do that to you all the time. Don't think it's anything different.
Yeah, but when you're sick and I'm trying to find out what's wrong with you, I'm messaging your wife.
I was all banged up, bro.
Your fingers wasn't.
Morphine and Percocet will do that, bro.
Listen, if you'd have said A, B, C, D, I'd have knew you were alive and I would have been cool with it. All right, but whatever.
It's good to be back. I want to thank everybody that checked in, that called. I really appreciate it. It was a rough little stint, but I'm back and I'm ready to rock, man.
He's back for a week.
That's right. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Florida, and then I'll be back permanent.
Yeah, Brandon Brass is going to be stepping in for Frank next week. But he's like, yeah, I'm back. Yeah, baby, I'm back.
Well, at least I'm not sick. I'm going to Florida, get a little R&R, and I'll be back.
How could you go to Florida? You know what? I can't take a trip because I'll not be on the show. Oh, you're used to it. My bad. Let's give a thanks.
So stupid.
Let's get Denise said that 100 times already. Let's give a thanks to No Tick and Mosquito Control for sponsoring The Truth with Frank Carrera and Andrew Washington.
I will be calling him to do my yard once in a couple of weeks. So.
Yeah, we'll get that. It's tick season now, so make sure you give a call at 631-888-NOFO. That's 631-888-NOFO. And get your yard sprayed. Give them a call, your free estimates. They come out, give you a free estimate, so it doesn't cost you anything to see how much you'll end up saving your family from all those nasty bug bites and possible tick bites throughout the season.
Nothing worse than mosquito bites, man. Ruins your whole night.
The whole night. It's not even worth it sometimes being outside.
No.
So my buddies at North Fork Tick and Mosquito Control can take care of that for you. I had written down welcome back, Frank. Like I needed to write welcome back, Frank.
Couldn't remember that.
Yeah. So Frank's back, and in my eyes, that's history. It's old news. But this past weekend, I was at Jamaica, Queens,
yes.
At the Queens Underground International Film Festival.
So disappointed I missed that.
Third annual festival for Black History Month. We had the Queensboro president that was out there. And it was just absolutely amazing. There's Andrea Wally and the Queensboro, the Queensboro president. We had a bunch of filmmakers out there that I was able to get interviews with, and all sorts of good conversation. I met some new people. There was filmmakers from California, filmmakers from Texas. It was incredible to see how many people flew in from other parts of the United States to bring their film to the Queens International Film Festival. It was a great turnout that they had, and there's the president speaking. He gave a speech to a lot of the filmmakers in the room. He's going to throw some money at them next year. Here's an interview.
Put this all together. Adrian Whaley. You know how I got cursed out the other night because I said Wale. She's nah. Well,
all right, can I hear it?
Adrian, how does it
all right, cool.
To finally have this day here?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's been 2 years since we've been able to do something of this magnitude. So I'm excited, and I'm excited because you guys are here.
Yeah, so that was a quick interview. I had to cut. Listen, I was there for 5-6 hours, so I can't show all the interviews. But that was the lady who put everything together. So kudos to you, Adrian. You did a great job. We're already talking about doing some more work together, and I cannot wait for the next one. So I have a week coming up of a lot of different things, and I'm pretty excited about it. Here's some more pictures that we had from the film festival. You see, it was just, I was talking to people all over.
Yeah, well, that's you, man. You got the gift for gab,
I didn't. There's DJ LJ. He's from a radio station in Jersey. He put on massive concerts at Caesars and stuff in Atlantic City, and he wants to work together. And we're gonna grab him. He's gonna be on the show, so that's gonna be a good thing.
Oh, buddy Glenn had a film in there too, right?
Yeah. Glenn McBride. He had Supply and Demand. He's already won 6 awards for Supply and Demand. He did not win this time, but it got some good reviews.
We're going to be part of a film that he's putting together.
Yeah,
too,
we are. We're going to be part of a film.
Glenn's a good man.
He's got a web series that he's He's actually got a cameo spot for us in a web series. Where,
Supply and demand, correct?
yeah, that one's supply and demand, and it's just you and I being ourselves on set here. So that's going to be
Easy enough.
interesting.
Being stupid.
But when I saw him the other day, he let us in on, he's putting you and I in Pullout.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah, so from the very moment I heard the name of the movie, I started cracking up. And just the story is just nuts.
Yeah, we talked about that when I did the film last month in Brooklyn called
Yeah.
Love Updates. He was mentioning that.
The story is
awesome.
just
I
nuts.
can't wait.
So I can't wait for that. That's going to be pretty cool. A lot of big things coming. So this week coming up, Wednesday, 5:30, they're holding a special audition for me as on-field host of the Long Island Ducks. It's full circle for me. I grew up in Central Islip. I worked for the Long Island Ducks, and now they're giving me an opportunity to become an on-field host for the
Well,
Long
when you
Island
say you
Ducks.
work from that, don't be modest. You were operations manager, bro. It wasn't like you were selling popcorn in the stands. You know, you had a pretty big job, so don't sell yourself short on that. Tell them what you did, man.
He's right.
You did. That was a good job.
I was in charge of the stadium, all the staff that worked there. You know, one of the coolest things, some of the people, I have about 5 people I hired in 2002, 2003 that are still there. They're still, it's great.
That was a great place, man. My daughter grew up there. She was a baby when I used to
My kids, I have pictures of Olivia running around the field. It was great.
Yeah, she had Francisco Morales' jersey. He
Yeah,
loved it. My
Francisco
Best memory
Morales.
of him, we're sitting behind home plate with my brother Joey and my daughter Kristen. She was probably about 5. He comes walking up to the plate. She goes, Francisco, hit me a home run. He goes, okay, baby. He gets up, first swing, cracks it, comes around. He goes, that was for you, baby. And
Yeah.
all the kids were like, oh my God,
Yeah.
you know him? You know, she was like,
Francisco was one of my neighbors when I lived in Central Islip.
He was great.
He was awesome. So I have that audition Wednesday at 5:30. Right after that, I'm shooting over to Matt Giuliano's in Hop Hog as I'm going to host Family Feud. We have a full set built. We have buzzers. We have everything. It is just like the regular game. Family Feud. I'm going to be hosting it. We are asking everyone to come down. We have a limited amount of seats. We are only allowed to have up to 50 people. So I'm asking people to go to my Facebook page, check my event, click on the button. Let me know if you can make it, if you can't make it. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to have a lot of fun. Now, there's something I did when I was in Matt Giuliano's place. Bobby, we have a Family Feud thing. So this is our game night. So we have the whole set built just like this.
that's crazy.
So it's
What,
going
there at his place?
Yeah,
That's
he's got a
crazy,
whole
man.
separate room. So we're going to be there Wednesday at 7:30. There's no admission as this is like a rehearsal, a trial run. So come down, check it out. Let me know how I do. Let me know if I suck, if I don't suck. But I guarantee you, I am going to make you laugh. I am going to.
So you're going to be like the Richard Dawson of this? You're going to be the guy or the Steve Harvey?
I'm going to be the Steve Harvey. If I was the Richard Dawson, I'd be sent to jail after my first question, after I go kiss people. No, Richard Dawson, he's the kissing bandit. No, I'm going to be, you know what I'm
Yeah,
going to
that
be?
wouldn't fly now.
I'm going to be Andrew Washington. That's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be Andrew Washington's spin on Family Feud. I'm going to be Andrew Washington's comedy on Family Feud. And I'm going to throw some magic in there too. So it's a good event. The room is awesome. So while I was there, you know how you get an idea sometimes? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's not a great idea. Well, I got an idea based on the Seinfeld thing. So I saw this couch, and you're not going to believe. So I saw this couch, right? And this picture just came to my head. So I started just taking my clothes off.
Oh,
Now,
Christ.
this is a public place. Like, this is a private room.
You're lucky you weren't arrested.
So the owner, Matt Giuliano, comes walking in as I'm stretched out on the couch, and you catch him in the background. And let's see that next picture there.
When I saw that, I spit my coffee out all over the place, bro. I'm like, look at this dumbass.
That's it. So that's Matt Giuliano busting me in the background. People think he took that picture. No, I set my camera up. I have a garbage can, a little box,
You
and
can
a
see the
pillow.
look on his face. He's like, what the fuck is
Yo,
this guy doing?
He's
In
dying.
my place.
He's dying. And the funny thing about it is we're going to retake that picture. I'm gonna lotion up my legs.
Were you a little extra ashy that day?
Well, listen.
Lotion up my leg.
Lotion is expensive, man. I use the good stuff. I use Lubriderm, right? Lubriderm is expensive.
I know, I use it on my tattoo.
I only lotion the parts that are exposed. I didn't plan on my legs being exposed, man. I didn't plan on it. You gotta give me that one. You know how many comments I got about the lotion?
Oh,
you know how many
Chris.
bottles of lotion I'm getting for Christmas this year?
That was the biggest thing. The most disturbing thing was the fucking lotion, bro. Not you
Yo.
spread out on somebody's couch.
Yo, my Ellen would have killed me. Ellen would have killed me. So enough of that. That's what we got.
For commercial.
We're gonna turn this Family Feud thing into a team builder. I'm gonna
Christ.
be out there reaching out to people to see if we get corporations to come in. We're gonna do team builders, and we're gonna base the questions based on your industry. If you're a school teacher, we want to get those. Let's go history department versus human resources.
If you're
We're
a
gonna
talk show
do-
host, you know, we can
we're gonna do something.
somebody else, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you know what? We can. There you go. Strong Island Television. We're going to get a Family Feud night.
There we go.
Tea time. I hope you're still out there. I'm coming for you, girl.
Yeah, well,
I'm
we
coming
take
for
us.
Tuesday.
Maybe we'll go against like BLI and BAB, all those other stations.
What about that
We'll
other
take
clown
down
who's got a half-hour show? You want to go against him too?
Who's that? Steve Harvey?
No, he's not worth even mentioning. All right, so that's that. Family Feud Wednesday night, and then we have NAX Wrestling coming up. May 21st, Clifton, New Jersey. The extravaganza. This guy right here makes his debut as Scoop Washington. I guess you'd say the sideline reporter.
They always put on a good show. Sal and Big Jim, man.
I'm
Big
gonna,
Jim's the
I'm
best.
gonna have a great time out there. I'm gonna try to bring some different excitement to it. Bring some laughs to it. I'm going to get the interviews. I'm going to get the stories. I'm going to get these guys pissed off at each other, and I'm going to send them in the ring to
You're
beat
real
each
good
other
at
up.
that. Yeah, you're good at that.
And then when they're done, I'm going to say, how did you feel getting your ass kicked? So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. May 21st, Clifton, New Jersey. You want to be there. NAX Wrestling. I am making my debut.
That's awesome. Everybody sees we're repping on Mech.
We're repping on Mech.
Let's go Mets, baby.
So, we got to move quickly because we got some big things coming on tonight. We're getting ready for racing season. You know, that's how you and I met.
Yep.
Was at the fire department.
Yep.
Big hobo, lifer. But partnered up with Patchogue 40 Thieves. That we definitely did. So it's the start of racing season. The first Saturday in June is the tournament at Lindenhurst. We have some video of the 40 Thieves from last year, ironically, Central Islip track. I think one's at Central Islip and one's in, from the looks of it, it's Hagerman. Can we show those videos, please? Listen, Richards, I know you're watching. If you guys compete against my hobos, you have to get that time down to 6.059, maybe in the 12s. That run without a clock, I think it was about 7:12, man. We got to step it up. You want me behind you guys, you got to go for it. It's a new team. They're coming back. And the reason that we're showing this is because we're trying to help them. They're doing a fundraiser May 28th at Fireman's Park in Patchogue. It's the Lobster and Clam Bake with Frank Carrera, Andrew Washington, a VIP guest.
Nice.
That we're going to be there. We're going to be doing our thing, taking pictures with everybody. We're going to be doing interviews so we can throw some things on our show. We also have coming up, we're going to do an interview with some members of the 40 Thieves. And we're going to do that at their firehouse, with their barn. We're going to get their racing trucks in the picture.
Nice.
It's going to be a good thing. I want to get down there. I want to see them practice. I want to get some shots. You can't ask me for pointers. I'm not helping. I'm not a coach. I might see what you're doing wrong. I'm not going to tell you, but we're still going to do it in love. I don't know what's going on. But it's me to just comment. I mean, everyone sees it. So we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back right after this. Oh, we're coming back with William Steele. Thank you, sir. This is why we have producers that help us out. William Steele is coming to us after we come back. We're going to bring on Eddie Rock Rivera next, and then we're going to bring on William Steele. We have great stories to tell you. We'll be back after this.
Honey, it's such a beautiful night. Let's eat outside.
Okay, hon, sounds great. Ugh. These bugs are out of control.
Oh no, honey, look, Luna has a tick.
We gotta do something about these bugs. It's ridiculous.
Don't let mosquitoes and ticks ruin another summer. Call NoFo Tick and Mosquito Control. 631-888-NOFO. That's 631-888-NOFO. Or visit NoFoTickControl.com. That's NoFoTickControl.com.
Things you talk about the veterans and homeless. Today, we have Nate Moran performing for us. Oh, wow. Nate was a veteran of the U.S. Army and lived for 3 years as a homeless person on the streets of New York. Built himself up, fought adversity, and now he's traveling all over the world performing his mime act. Wow. He has princesses calling him saying, I'm in town, do you want to hang out? From homeless to that, I would love for you to meet me.
I would love to meet him.
You can see what some of the veterans, what a real strength of a veteran is.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, and I
Thank
look
you.
forward to
I'm
checking
honored.
out your movie.
Yes.
Here we are at the Queens International Underground Film Festival. Who am I speaking with right now?
Jeff Gross from Queen's Chamber.
Queen's Chamber.
Queen's Chamber of Commerce.
So you have a little hand in this, do you?
Adrian is a member of ours, and Adrian's also volunteering with us on one of our committees, which is our entertainment. So we work together outside of this.
So from what you're saying, is that Adrian kind of said, here, you're doing this, come down.
Well, no, she didn't. She said, oh, it would be nice if you co-hosted with me. And I was like, sure, I'm in. I can do that. And boom.
I have not found a person that said no to Adrian yet. So once he asked you to come co-host, that means
But it was an
you are
easy ask.
It was?
It wasn't a poll. It was an easy ask. She mentioned it. And I was like, yeah.
Go.
Here we are with fellow co-host the Red Carpet event, Mr. Lou Gordon.
That's correct. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Lou. From what I understand from watching the commercials that Adrian put out, phenomenal commercials.
Definitely.
And I love seeing myself and hearing my name. I had to share it with you. But that's how I got to learn about you, and I got to check about what radio station you with.
WNJRradio.com. We're powered through Live 365. We're also associated with iHeart as well.
That's awesome. When's your show?
My show airs on Sundays at 2 p.m. Every Sunday at 2 p.m. I go by the name of DJ LG. LG stands for Recorder. With the sounds of old and the sounds of new, but keep in mind, it's been the sounds just for you. With my hour to shower you with music you can do it by, hopefully.
Okay. We might have something.
just
to
got
listen
blessed.
to Sunday at 2 p.m. Mr. Lou Gordon, DJ LG.
Heard that.
So there were some highlights from some of the interviews that I did over the past weekend at the International Film Festival. Here we are with Eddie Rock Rivera and somebody brought her. I don't know. Introduce her.
Carly.
Carly, has a last name, please.
Gilberti.
Thank you. What are you guys up to?
Well, we're actually on your show right now.
Oh, really? I would have never known. I would have never known if you didn't tell me that.
So we can talk some interesting
Now, listen,
facts.
everybody knows Eddie. Eddie's the reason why I got started in acting.
Tell us
actually.
about Eddie, because he's really, he's had a lot to say out there. We get up here.
He clams up for the camera.
Carly.
No, I met Eddie on the street,
I'm
on the
on
set of the
your
streets.
Right.
That's where I met him. I was a walk-on. I went to be an extra, and
You are extra.
he let me do a part, and it wound up, turning out good, and then the rest is history, right?
Yeah.
I hear you had my cousin in your movie too, Keith Murray.
Yeah, I did. But let me tell you something. What happened with Frankie? When Frankie first came onto the set, right? We were actually looking for somebody that we were going to kill off. so Frankie
Gonna catch a
comes.
bullet.
Listen,
Oh, this is the movie.
Yeah.
yeah. So now Frankie comes and he brings, his other friend, right? I think it was
Rich
Scott.
Kern? Or-
Scott
oh,
or
Scott.
something.
Oh, no, Scott came afterwards.
Right, Scott came after. So what happened was we saw that Frankie was a hell of an actor, right? So we were like, no, we're not going to kill him. We're going to keep Frankie. And then we took Scott, and Scott wound up getting
You killed
killed.
Scott off.
Scott came too. Scott came out too.
Scott McMahon.
No, it wasn't Scott McMahon.
Oh, no, another Scott?
It was the other Scott.
Oh, Scott Miller.
Yeah, Scott Miller. That's what I'm talking about. Not.
Scott McManus came on. That's right.
McManus. Let me tell you something about him. I went to school with Scott McManus too, and he calls me one day. He goes, "Hey, I want to be part of this thing that you guys are doing, with these movies and everything." So I said, all right, no problem. I said, come down. He did amazing. He wound up being one of the originals as well.
Yeah, I mean, I went from no lines to being a featured.
Yeah, if you would have been around, you would have been in the streets with us too.
So Eddie, it's your fault that this guy thinks he's a damn actor.
I do not.
Let me tell you.
Don't tell me. No. See, you're gonna say the politically correct thing just because he's sitting next to you. I don't care if he's sitting right. Tell the truth. He sucks.
When'd you get that moment?
No, he can definitely act.
He acts. Yeah, he acts like it every day.
You act stupid.
He definitely.
It's not an act, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm stupid as hell.
All right, now let's get to Keith Murray.
Uh-oh.
Now I've known Keith Murray since he was 17 years old. So now what happened with Keith was I needed somebody to do the entertaining. So what I did was you know what? Let me call Keith. So now when I called Keith, I said, I know he's gonna come, but is he gonna get here on time? Believe it or not, he did.
That was the 89 North shoot, right?
He told me 3:30. He came in at 3:30.
Much respect, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
Keith killed it that day. He was up on the stage singing. That was a good scene. That was a club
we had
scene
a lot of fun.
That's-
And you know what I made him do? The thing when he always jumps into the
Yeah,
crowd
that's right.
all the
Yeah,
time.
Will caught him.
Because me and him, we were in New Orleans. This was like years and years ago. And all of a sudden he goes, the most beautifulest thing in this world. And he just jumps right into the crowd.
Yeah.
And then he comes back around.
It takes a lot of guts to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can guarantee, I don't care if you're Prince, I don't care who you are. If you jump off that stage and I'm standing there, I'm moving. I paid to be there. I didn't pay to catch you.
You're not going to catch him?
I didn't buy the ticket to catch him.
Yeah.
I bought a ticket to hear the voice. See the show.
No, he can't.
No.
Then he came back. Then he came back and he went
If
out
I catch
and
you, you're refunding my money.
He did the performance.
Keith is an awesome
We had a good
performer.
time. We had a great time.
Yeah, but when you were younger too, right? I mean, you did the break dancer, right?
Right,
And then you hung out with Eric Sermon.
Well,
and
what
all those
happened
guys,
was
right?
when I was younger.
Excuse me, sir. You were around with High Power?
Yeah. With Eddie and you guys and
Wink,
Angel
and Wink and all
and
those
Wink and
guys?
all of them. Yeah. I was the captain. Yeah, Wendell and all that. I was the captain of the Nice and Nasty crew. We used to go against them all the time.
Listen, this makes me think of Beat Street.
Oh, we went for that too. Yeah, in the Roxy's.
This makes me think of Beat Street.
Yeah, we
it was
did.
one of the first hip hop movies to come
Yep.
out
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
break dancing.
Yeah, we
and
went
all
for that. We went for that
At that
idea,
time, I don't care if you were white, black, Chinese, Puerto Rican, whatever. You broke up some cardboard and put it on your front lawn.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And he was spinning. I had no spin game.
I tried doing it too. My father said, "Don't be an idiot."
No, I had no spin
was
game
ever done. My
whatsoever.
spin game was over.
Listen, I was the first one to ever spin a girl on my back, on my fists. This girl would go around, and when we did it in the Roxy's, Dynamic Rockers looked at us. What do you call it? Rocksteady looked at us.
Rocksteady, yeah.
Everybody, they were like, oh shit, this fucking guy is spinning the girl. So what happened was is my aunt was a manager at that time. And she said that the point was supposed to go to us, but I don't know if it went to the Fat Boys or it went to somebody, but we were supposed to get that freaking point.
That's crazy.
She found out after the fact.
Yeah, that's
right there. Because remember, Africa Bambaataa was there, Zulu Nation was there, Cool Herc was there. Like I told you, the Fat Boys were there. Disco Richie was. Everybody.
I remember
was there.
every bit. LL Cool J was in the movie. I remember every bit of that movie.
Yeah, everybody. was
That's
there.
a classic.
Yeah.
That's the classic.
Yeah.
So Eddie, you have your friend with us today.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about us, would you, please?
All right. What's going on with Carly was Carly was actually in my video about 2 years ago. This is before the COVID, because we didn't release it till like the 21st. You know what I
because
mean?
of
Which is
COVID.
crazy with all the COVID and everything. So what happened was I met her through one of my friends, Michelle. I don't know if you guys ever met Michelle LaCava. I don't know if you.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I think I heard the name, but I.
Yeah, because I think she came on one of the shows with me, right? So what happened was I met her through them, right? And I was like, you know what? I need somebody to do the video. So I go to Carly, you ready to come to do the video? And she was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll get out there.
Never done anything like that
thing.
in my life.
She never did it ever.
That's usually the best.
Yeah, that's the best. And she did awesome.
Yeah.
She was great and everything.
I loved it.
Yeah. Tell them some of your scenes that you did, like when we was in the park bench.
We were just playful. We
Right.
just had fun. We were.
Horror, definitely.
He had me spinning around. We were just had a good time at the beach. Was just such a great day. It was beautiful out.
Now, what video is that? The
Mismo.
Mismo. That's right.
Now
They want to
me-
destroy it.
Right now, Mismo, that record is saying that I always stayed the same. I never changed. So at the end of the video, I wound up getting her because I was with the other girl.
I was
too.
the blind.
Oh, God.
Me and the blind.
Now you're killing that on YouTube, right? You're getting like
100, yeah. So far, we got 104,000. That's not bad.
no. That's for how long?
For the first time ever. Listen to how the whole thing started. Danny's in the studio. He's recording.
Now, Danny's your son.
Right. my
Who has
son.
a show on here, DNA?
Right. So then Danny winds up doing this song with Flavia. And he goes to me, he goes, listen, he goes, now it's your turn. I said, what do you mean it's my turn? He goes, yeah, it's your turn. You're going to go, you're going to sing Spanish. I said, I don't even sing fucking English. You're going to have me do Spanish. I'm telling you, man, you don't ever know when things could happen.
You tell me about it. I live it every day.
Now I got like 20 singles already or
That's
more
great.
that we recorded.
Because you started,
we
someone
have
said,
our
come up
own
and sing.
album, the Father and Son album.
Yeah, well,
That's
that's like I
awesome.
said. You walk in.
Yeah.
I never thought that day walking on set it would ever turn into what it is
Right.
now. I mean, because of you, this
Yeah,
is
look,
so
you're
many
doing
opportunities.
everything.
You know.
guys are doing, radio.
So
you're
Now with
doing
him,
more
you know,
acting,
we've been
everything.
friends for a long time. I brought him along, and then he's blowing up. So it's like everybody,
Frankie
you know.
gives us the push, but I gotta drag him with me. So Eddie, we don't have a lot of time today, but tell us where we could see or where we could hear your music.
Well, you see all the music like on the YouTubes. We'll always put them on Twitter. We'll put them on Snap. We'll put them on all the different
Is it under Eddie
formats and
Rock
all.
Rivera?
Eddie Rock
Because you gotta
Rivera.
remember, some of these people never seen you before.
Right.
So
Eddie-
let them know where to find
It's
it.
it's under Eddie Rocky Rivera, and it'll be on like basically all the platforms and that. If you guys want to watch the videos.
Now,
and
I
stuff.
know you sent me
Now,
videos and
her-
stuff. We're gonna have you back on again, and we'll make sure
We'll
we
get
play
the
Oh,
video.
yeah,
hype
that-
your
Yeah,
videos up.
see,
and stuff.
Frankie's a little nice. I am not nice. I tell you this. I'm not nice right to your face. Okay? We need your video so we can put it out there.
Yeah.
I got it today. You know my show's today, right?
Right.
There's no way I'm getting it on the show.
Right, you
Nah, that's why I hit him up. But we'll
Yeah.
have you back on. We want
So,
to
yeah,
play the
get-
videos and
Get
stuff.
us that stuff maybe a week. I'll tell you a week early so you
Well,
get
we
it.
got it. So what we have to do next time
We
we
can put
play
it on
it.
your Facebook page. You can send them.
No, it's not the same.
Yeah, we got to format it a certain
They
way
can't
to get
because
it
they
to
do
Bobby so he can
yeah,
play
they do
it.
a
So.
certain thing and then Bobby takes it.
See, he knows. His son's got a show on here. Act
Yeah.
like he don't know. You lucky I just realized that. I would
Wait,
lit
Bobby
you up
has some
before.
clips of it. He should be
Too
playing.
late. Now you bring that up. You should have brought that up when you walked in the
So
door.
hype up
8:30.
Streets 3. You want to give that a quick plug before we go?
Yeah, let me tell you something. Another thing is we got Streets 3 coming out. We have Sammy and Los Vegas are going to be the main characters actually in this one. But we did have to shoot it during COVID, so I had to go back and do some flashbacks of everybody else. Like Frankie, like Dan and Butera. I still included other people because that's the way I am. And so far, everything's been working out well. But it was a hard a very hard time to create that one because we had to do it during
COVID
the COVID.
killed everything.
Yeah, COVID hurt a lot of. First of all, let me tell you something. When we first were gonna do, when we were first gonna do 3, Bella and I already sat with a gentleman, and we were already gonna get 1.4 million to do that one, but everything got fucked up. But maybe 4 might happen like that. We'll see.
I am so sorry to cut you short, Eddie, because I want to hear about more of this. Because
Yeah.
when you talk about 1.4
And
million,
talk about this beautiful.
my name better be in that somewhere.
I want to be in that New Orleans. See what you
We'd
go
like
in.
to
You
thank
want to do more.
we'd like to thank you guys for coming. We're gonna get you back soon.
Yeah,
We're
no.
gonna give you more time.
Definitely.
We'll
Thank
hear
you for
some more
everything,
about
of
what you
course,
got.
yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Eddie Rock Rivera. We will be back after this
Love
with
you so.
William Steele. The stories that we are going
You
to
ready?
hear from this man are going to blow your mind. We're looking
we'll take
forward
some
to this
pictures, yeah.
one. We'll be right back after this.
Come on, Mama. We're gonna stay right. Yeah, because we can take pictures on the thing here, right?
Honey, it's such a beautiful night. Let's eat outside.
Okay, hon, sounds great. Ugh. These bugs are out of control.
Oh no, honey, look, Luna has a tick.
We gotta do something about these bugs. It's ridiculous.
Don't let mosquitoes and ticks ruin another summer. Call Nofo Tick and Mosquito Control. 631-888-NOFO. That's 631-888-NOFO. Or visit NofoTickControl.com. That's NOFOTickControl.com.
Standing at 7 foot tall. Yeah, do me a favor, man. Come up here, please. He's only 6'11". He's only 6'11". He's only 6'11". No, over there, bro. All right. I gotta eat. All right. So, for my final trick for tonight, I want to do something that's pretty cool. I think I gave you guys a little something. Now I want to give you something I know I'm gonna leave you with. How the hell did he do that? You ready for that one? I'm not. Yes, I am. Put your hands out like that for me, please. Oh, that's fine. Spread your hands out just a little bit. Are you righty or lefty? Righty? Put your left hand down for me. Make a fist with that one. This one here, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna draw a little X on my hand. I put a little X on my hand here. There's a little Sharpie marker, you know. Now, here's the hard part. I want to think about this hand, transferring that somehow. Put your hand up. I'm gonna try to just hold up. Just make a fist. I'm gonna try to do this here. If I could think about it just moving, it'll move. So let's see. If I count to 3, 1, 2, 3. Did that move? No, it didn't. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Should I just pull that off? All right, don't move, because it's right here in my hand. All right, what you laughing at, man? It's right here, you don't see it? Watch, you gonna keep laughing. Watch, keep your hand close, please. Close.
Don't open it.
Did you feel something, brother? I ain't feel nothing, man. You feeling something? I feel your veins pop, man. He right there. If I let go, he gonna swing. I shouldn't have picked you. All right, I'm gonna step back a little bit because I don't trust you. All right,
Bro, if it's an X in my hand,
listen. It's never worked before, really. When I count to 3, slowly open your hand. And let's see if I was able to do that.
I need this reaction.
Yeah. Ready? 1, 2. Nah, not just yet. I'm nervous. All right, 3. Open it up. It didn't work?
Because it's over here.
Let me see that hand. Can I please see that hand?
My dude. My dude. Everybody look at the X. Yeah, that was good. No comment?
This is me, man. This is what I do. I like to have a lot of fun. I like to make people laugh. I like to catch you off guard.
She wanna see.
I like to trip people out like that. But I'm hungry. I know you guys didn't eat, right? But yeah, I might be able to share a donut. All right. My name's Andrew Washington. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, we're back here with The Truth with Andrew Washington and Frank Herrera, and we are finally here at the moment that we've been anticipating.
Absolutely.
The man who's got stories upon stories, the man who's been inside the minds of serial killers, Mr. William Steele.
Hello, Andrew. Frank, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
I don't even know where to begin, except the first part is that, hey, you're from Brooklyn.
That's right. That's right. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Gravesend section, which is between Bensonhurst and Sheepshead Bay. Grew up there all my life. I wanted to be a James Bond type guy. You know, I wanted to be the guy, Mission Impossible, guys that can get everything done. When I was young.
Who didn't want to be James Bond? You know, was it the gadgets that got you?
I wanted to be the guy that could get in and out of everything, accomplish everything, do everything, and just help people. I really had a heart to help people because my mother was mentally ill, and there was a lot of problems with bullying and being picked on, and so I always had a heart for the underdog. And so I went to a school in Manhattan, a locksmithing school, and I learned locksmithing safes and alarms, and then I went bad. I used those skills.
I went bad.
I was just going to bring that up.
Then I went bad. I got to tell you, if I knew how to pick a lock in under 30 seconds, and I knew how to crack a safe in less than a minute, I might have went bad too.
Well, I don't know about the whole 30-second thing, but that coupled with it started really with a little bit of a cocaine addiction. In the 80s, it was it's cocaine, and more cocaine. Everybody knows
that was the big thing. Yeah, absolutely. I lived that style. So.
Yeah, I started just using those skills to do high-end burglaries all across the United States, multi-million-dollar jewelry and art heist. I was trafficking kilos and guns from South Florida to New York to Brooklyn, and I did time. I did time more than once. I even escaped from prison.
What?
And all those years I spent, I've been out a year now after 18 years for nonviolent crimes. It just really cost me to see the light. I just lost so much. It's not worth it, and I just really still have this heart for helping people. So I took some college courses in prison. I decided to write books about the criminal justice system, work with people who are wrongfully convicted because I was a law clerk in prison, and I just enjoy helping people, crime victims, and advocating. So as I'm getting released from prison, I meet the love of my life, my PR guy, Tom Madden from Transmedia in Florida. He was the vice president of NBC in New York. My best friend, he introduces me to my fiance. We're engaged. I get out. Just before I get out, I'm offered a TV show. My show is going to air 10 episodes this summer on a major network. We're looking for more locations and things and places to film, New York, South Florida, God knows where else. So now I write books. I write books. I'm on YouTube. I'm going to be doing a show similar to this on YouTube, William Steele Author on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, the routine. This is what I do for a living now. I try to tell stories that'll help people and shed light on the things I've been through in the criminal justice system and some of the characters that I've met along the way.
Wow, that's awesome.
Speaking of characters that you've met along the way, can you tell us what it's like to get inside or attempt to get inside the mind of a serial killer?
Well, when I met, for example, Robert Durst, the wealthiest serial killer in American history, early 80s, we bumped into each other. You have to read the book, Sex and the Serial Killer, My Bizarre Times with Robert Durst. It's on my website. It's on Amazon, WilliamSteeleAuthor.com. I met him at a time when I wasn't trying to reform my life, and he asked me if I was the type of locksmith willing to cross the line, and I said, sure, if the price is right. I quickly caught on through Susan Berman, the lady he murdered in California, that he was a murderer and they had killed his wife Kathy in New York. They're far from Long Island as well.
Right.
So Kathy Durst's murder's never been solved. He just got convicted in California for one of his murders, for killing the Jewish mafia princess, Susan Berman. And so we went out to the trial in June. I met with the lawyers and everybody, and one of the lawyers, tried to get me not to say anything and not to write the book and have the case go away. And he started screaming at me in the courthouse, Los Angeles courthouse. And then he caught himself because the bailiff and everybody heard it. He shook his hand, apologized. But so to get in their mind at that time was, for me, more of I was honestly looking to trap him in some blackmail, just like, record what he was saying, because he started telling me about his obsession with killing, doing rough things with women and then killing them. He was almost trying to groom me. I was about 20 years old. I think he was about 40 at the time, like early 80s. And so mine was really selfish motivation, but I wanted to find out where he buried or hid Kathy Durst's body. And I discussed what he told me in the book and how I recorded it, and the suitcase with something in it that he came over with, and stuff that he brought to my house years ago, in the 80s, 90s. And then there came a point years later, he tried to kill me. I tried to kill him. Wow. And I was trying to really avoid him because he's way more wealthy and dangerous than me. And, I was just trying to avoid him. That's the serial.
I got to ask you, William, as a 20-year-old, hearing some of the things that he's telling you, did your brain go to like, oh my God, this dude's going to try to kill me? Or like you said, it was for selfish reasons that you wanted to get closer so you can get more information? And was it to be the first guy to help solve the crime? Or was it to get some type of like, hey, I helped?
Well, he would have women come to my house in Brooklyn because, in Manhattan, everybody knew him. His family is like worth billions. He's worth $100 million to this day. He's dead now, about 2 months ago.
Right.
But so he would bring these women over to my house, and I'd let him do that, get high, whatever, drink. And I wouldn't participate, but I would charge him, for use of the place, maybe bring them some Coke or whatever. And so he would hang out there away from the glaring eye of his family. And, so I was extracting money out of him, but I was trying to get the whereabouts of Kathy's remains for the family more than anything. Sure, have him held accountable. There was times like, he was bisexual. I'm not bi, not curious. But he tried to
not even curious.
Yeah, he tried to invite me like to this threesome he was doing, whatever, with these women he had over, and he's got nothing on, and and I just got so mad because I already made myself clear, and I jumped on, I strangled him. So we had quite the history, and then I ended up getting some incriminating photos from him, and he wanted them back over years. He kept trying to get them back from me, and I wasn't having it. He wasn't going to get them, and then I ended up getting locked up and losing touch with him. So that's how I knew him.
So
Wow, that's crazy.
Your time in prison, did you use that time to cultivate your writing? I heard you mention some things about doing good. You were a law clerk. You were trying to do stuff to help free some of the wrongly accused. And now that's not
right.
because you felt you were wrongly accused. You just felt that was the right thing to do because of the situation you were in and you were seeing it firsthand. Is that a little bit correct?
Right. It's horrible, because essentially I have a good heart. I just went south because of the cocaine back in the day. But when I go to prison and I have a little bit of college and I took more courses in college, in prison, I just felt this need to really help people. My mother was no longer with us. And so I started learning how to write. Like I said, I took some university and college courses. And there was a lot of interest in, hey, tell your story, but also you've met some pretty famous people that are now notorious. Write those. So I was in the National Enquirer recently. I've been in the Sun, London. All these newspapers have covered me. And it's not really, I want the victim advocacy to come out more than anything. Mm-hmm. So in prison, yes, I was a law clerk. I assisted at the chaplain's office, the medical department. I was the inmate liaison between the administration and the offenders to try to hold down the amount of grievances by helping them work things out. I used to work with the illiterate inmates to understand the grievance procedures, their rights to medical care, their rights, just maybe get back to court. And you do run into so many innocent people, but these innocent projects around the country, they generally only can help because of lack of resources, the people that have life sentences or death sentences. So now you have a whole, I'm not one of these guys that hates the police. We have great cops. I have police in the family. The problem is you have so many that have done horrible things and put innocent people in prison, and nobody helps them. They're stuck there. They're illiterate. They don't know what to do. And it becomes overwhelming if they see me willing to help them do something. I can't tell anybody no. I at least try to help them, guide them in the right direction.
Right.
And I try to get people signed up for college courses if I can. But I always stayed involved with positive things in prison. And, you know, the end result is, you know, I've had a big change of heart about my lifestyle and all the harm it was causing. You know, interestingly, I got out a year ago. And I come to the Midwest, fresh start. I meet a guy who brags he's the godfather of Elkhart, Indiana. He brags he's the only billionaire in this town, Elkhart, Indiana, Charles Ray Smith. Well, he's suspected of being a serial killer now, and he just got arrested a few weeks ago, facing 120 years. He tried to sell me, of all people, a house he didn't own. Tried to sell my fiance a cure for leukemia, a fake cure. When we looked him up, my girl, Dr. Mary Bass, she's a fraud examiner. She looked into this guy's background, found out all this crap he's done it to other people. The feds were onto him. And, you know, and I ended up contacting and looking out for some of these victims that he victimized. And they didn't see it coming, but I did because of my background. And I warned him. I said, I'm the last guy you want to try because I see right through you. He's been conning everybody around here. He wanted me to bring investors from my church. He wanted to steal our little bit of money we had when I got out of prison to whatever he kind of scams he's running. And then he killed his girlfriend. He bragged about, allegedly. Anyway, he bragged in front of several people about killing Trina McCreary. So we want justice for Trina and her family. She was his girlfriend. She was abused. She turned in a cell phone to the feds to make the case against him. And he found out about it, however, and killed her, told us how he did it. And, you know, he's not charged with that, but he's on an ankle monitor now. And you just had threatened just about everybody in the case, like 9 people. He said he was friends with Angelina Jolie. He wanted to kill Brad Pitt. All this crazy things coming from this one guy. And the more you unpeel this onion, so much of it is true.
I'm a little confused about something, William.
Yep.
You said he's facing 120 years, but he's out with an ankle bracelet?
The guy is got a mansion on the river here. He's got a bunch of Harleys, tricked out Harleys and sports cars, open titles, because he stole them from everybody on bogus investment scams, or most of them, you know, allegedly. And so he has not taken care of his health, though he got a few toes amputated because of diabetes. He's riding bikes. He's racing around sports cars. He's scamming people up and down stairs in his mansion, you know, there all the time. But he tricked the judge to believe he was immobile and in bed for 3 years.
Wow.
So the FBI clarified that the next day, the prosecutor, and said, Your Honor, he perjured himself the day before because the FBI has had him under surveillance for almost 18 months, and he's been to Florida. I introduced him to my best friend's girlfriend. He went down there trying to scam her. I'm going to buy her a $3 million house, scam the neighbor, scam this one, scam that one, you know, and then he entraps innocent people. When the victims go to complain, he entraps them. He'll give you a laptop loaded with child porn, and then you get arrested for that laptop 2 weeks later. The feds will knock your door down.
Wow.
and go right to that laptop. He did this to Dr. Leslie Marlin Scholl, who just got released from prison, lied, tried to give him the laptop. He discovered it and got rid of it after he stole over $1 million from Dr. Scholl, over $1 million, and a gun collection, $400,000 gun collection. Put him in prison because some of the transfers of some guns wasn't legal or whatever, but claimed he was going to kill his wife and his divorce lawyer. None of it was true. The feds dropped the charges, but still put him in prison.
That's crazy.
So
You were talking about some other high profile people, and I was reading up on you, and when you would, like, you know, do these robberies, like with the jewelry and the art, you would go down to Palm Beach to fence them. Is that correct?
that's right.
All right. So you met another high profile gentleman down there in Palm Beach. You want to tell us who he was?
Right. So all my years of doing things, I would do something and then usually fly somewhere else to sell it. So I had, you know, fences, you know, people that buy stolen stuff in New York, 47th Street, Diamond District, Vegas, you know, California, South Florida. South Florida is big in Miami, Palm Beach. Worth Avenue is the most wealthy street down there, sort of like Rodeo Drive.
Right.
And so I was at my fence's place to sell him something, and I saw this guy with his hand down some, you know, young lady's pants from behind. And so I followed him out, and I was going to confront him, but I was wanted. I had a gun on me in my briefcase with a silencer on it, jewelry, stolen jewelry, and I just broke my appointment with this guy, and I followed this guy to a place called Taboo on Worth Avenue, and I confronted him. It turned out it was Jeffrey Epstein. So I stayed in touch with him for a few years, and threatened basically to kill him that day. And I map out the story in the book behind me right here.
That one.
Yeah.
He's all over.
I wrote
It's like that one.
Well, I'm new at this, so I look that way. Really,
We do.
I know we do the
We've been
same
doing
thing
it for a while. We still do it.
We
So.
do it all the time.
Now, from what I read, the girl was very, like you said, she looked like a Jodie Foster in Taxi Driver, a very young girl, 13, 14-year-old looking. Is that correct?
She looked exactly like a taxi driver era 13-year-old Jodie Foster. And if I wasn't wanted in such a busy place, I would have, whatever I would have done then. But I'll call the cops.
So he turned the silencer
And I
on.
warned him. I said, my friends got video cameras there, so that's on camera, whatever you did. He talked his way out of it by saying it was his niece and they were playing, and then I guess he realized I was onto him and followed him to that restaurant, and she had her story straight, said the same thing. And I said, he doesn't look like he's your uncle. I said, you're both full of shit. And if I met him somewhere else, he wouldn't have come out, too good right now. But anyway, so I met him over years. I sold him some jewelry and stuff. I was at the house in Palm Beach several times. You go to my YouTube channel. It's William Steele, author, on YouTube, and you'll see several videos where I talk about the inside of the house.
Right.
I eventually met Ghislaine Maxwell, which is the book.
Yeah,
is
William,
really about.
let's hold that thought right there because we got to go to a quick commercial and we're going to come back and then we'll touch, because I was going to touch on Ghislaine Maxwell.
All right, thank you.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break and we'll be back with more William Steele.
Honey, it's such a beautiful night. Let's eat outside.
Okay, hon, sounds great. Ugh. These bugs are out of control.
Oh no, honey, look, Luna has a tick.
We gotta do something about these bugs. It's ridiculous.
Don't let mosquitoes and ticks ruin another summer. Call Nofo Tick and Mosquito Control. 631-888-NOFO. That's 631-888-NOFO. Or visit NofoTickControl.com. That's NOFOTickControl.com.
And Frank Guerrero and Strong Island Television. And when I'm not doing that, I'm not acting a fool. Yeah, little things like this. I like to start with this. They say do something that catches everybody's attention. I can't stand stuff. So I hope you guys like bubbles, because we're not really allowed to have anything in here, but I'm gonna make sure it doesn't hit the ground. At least one of them. So we have these bubbles and they float through midair, but if you look at this one closely, you can just grab it and then turn it into a solid piece right here. They told me to do something to grab your attention. Can I do it? Yeah, that's what I do. I technically that one.
How long do we have?
We have no time left because we're back now with William Steele. And William, you were just started telling us about a story that Frank, you were touching on.
Yes,
that?
with Mr. Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine. Is I saying her name?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Right. Okay.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine, that's what it is.
I used to just call her G. In fact, my
G.
book was going to be called The G Spot, but I figured a little inappropriate.
Well,
I
that's
couldn't
funny that
pronounce
you
her name
mentioned
either.
that. I know someone, he's got a bar called G's Club, and he wanted to name it the G Spot. They actually put the sign up, and then some woman walked by and she looked at it kind of funny while they were hanging it. He didn't realize at that moment, or while he was doing this, the G Spot. So needless to say, that's down. Let's get to G. Tell us about G.
All right, so I met her, while spending time at going in and out of the house through Jeffrey. And so eventually, one time she had a little bit to drink, whatever, we started messing around. And one thing led to the other. I don't know what your audience is, but So that lasted on and off for a few years. A couple of her adult friends. There was the, back in those days, the occasional threesome with adult women and her. I did see some other activity at the house, but not the sexual stuff in front of me. After a while, and I describe in the book specifically what I did see and what I did take out of that house and what I did with it. And I actually got some of it to law enforcement. And of course, they've been covering for these people for so many years that nothing much was done with it, unfortunately, years ago. But yeah, so I saw some videos that I was more or less kind of forced really to watch. I couldn't leave. There was a bodyguard or security guy there, whatever, with Jeffrey and her, and he was another weirdo. And so it was just an ongoing year after year thing. And eventually at one point I was wanted, and she knew that and was threatening me to turn me in if I didn't, do something to help her take care of Jeffrey. Well, I already knew they had a lot of connections in the intelligence communities, and, a lot of people way more, deadlier experience with that than me. I don't do that. I never did that. But for some reason, because I used to love carrying guns years ago, another life, before, I have a very strong faith now. But before I was this guy, I was a guy who would love guns, but really it was for like if I was fencing some jewelry and I open my briefcase and somebody sees a gun in there,
they think twice.
They might know, okay, he's a thief, but maybe he'll shoot me if I try to get over on him or set him up to get robbed.
Right.
So it was more like a tacit intimidation technique where I didn't have to brandish it, but people saw it. They didn't screw with me. But because they saw this and other people have seen this, this is not the first time somebody's asked me, hey, can you help me get rid of this person? It's happened numerous times. It's happened in California. It's happened in this town. And I was, I don't know why, maybe because of the way I carry myself, but really probably because I used to display guns all the time.
Yeah,
and
I mean, it's not normal to have somebody ask to kill somebody once, but then to be asked several times to kill someone when you haven't done it before.
Exactly. It was just weird. They knew, like, I'm running coke, or I got all the stolen jewelry, and I'm always have a gun, or have a gun, or have a gun. And they have a problem with somebody. Hey, can you help me? Can you do this? Can you get this done? They don't realize, like, really inside I'm saying, hey, fuck you. I'm not trying to hurt anybody like that. I'm trying to make money off some, excuse my language, off, selling coke at the time, or, jewelry or artwork. But I kind of let them run their mouths, and then I would start recording them because in my mind, I'm saving up evidence to try to blackmail them, frankly, back in the day, but if there was, if there was somebody that needed that, lawyers, law enforcement, as I changed my life, I was like, well, if you guys want this material that I still have, you're welcome to have it. And in the case of Epstein, there was some stuff I removed from the house that I did get to law enforcement.
Now, were they very receptive when you offered this stuff, or did did money talk and they were,
Never heard from them again.
I was going to say,
cops,
I'm sure people were getting paid off, high-ranking officials and stuff, right?
One of the Palm Beach officers actually not defected, but left to Russia, of all places, never to be seen again. Wow. So they were taking Epstein money to find out about investigations, eliminate witnesses, and try to suppress these girls. But there were so many of them coming out of the woodwork. In this case, was never going to go away. No matter how much he did for intelligence agencies and who she was and her connections, there's no way. It's not going away against Andrew either. If you look at the interview I did, if you read my book, you'll detail what I personally saw and what I did with it concerning Prince Andrew, Mick Jagger, certain politicians. We don't want to take sides here, but I'll tell you what I did with them, and that book describes exactly what I saw.
You have some books out there, and I got to tell you, I love reading true stories. I don't like reading, these fictions, but a story like yours where you're telling firsthand your vision, what you saw, what you experienced, what you were part of, and the names that you just said, you don't get higher profile than that.
And guarantee I'll be ordering as soon as the show's over.
Oh yeah, that's what we do.
I'm a big reader.
I appreciate it. Hey, my attorney is. Just want to give my attorney a quick shout out, right?
Please.
Peter Tickton put a book out, and he actually is he's went to military school with Donald Trump, by the way. So he put this book out here, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him.
What makes
I figured
Trump
I'd give him a shout out.
No, I appreciate that. You can see that right
so
there.
He wrote that, and then my PR guy, Tom Madden, Transmedia Group in Florida, in Boca Raton. Tom was vice president of NBC, introduced me to my fiance. He does my PR, my press releases, and everything. We're great friends. And so I'm looking to film season 2 somewhere else, like South Florida or back in New York. You know, I'm looking for some opportunities for filming in New York. If people want to be involved, you know, they contact me.
Well,
But,
William, I can tell you, we'll do what we can to help you. We have some great spots here on Long Island. If you're looking to film, we have connections with some large places, indoor, outdoor, it doesn't matter. We do what we can to help you out. And as always, you know, I'm not shy of the camera, buddy. I'm here.
Well, in my case, the producers always tell me, look for locations and people that don't mind associating with you because you came out of prison. And so this show is really about me getting back on my feet, post-incarceration, my books, my this, my that. And it's really been just like follow me around everywhere. It's docuseries / reality show.
Yeah.
And the head producer has been nominated for Emmy Awards for like some of the best reality shows out there.
Hey man, well, you say, you know, about being associated with you. The only reason why we're not in prison because we could run fast. So
yeah, I put on some weight and my running days are over.
We ran pretty fast as kids. That's the only reason why we didn't wind up there.
I got to tell you, I didn't have to run much because I was in the junior fire department, so all the cops knew me. So the kids around, you know, they would hand me whatever they shouldn't have and run, and I'd stand there. Cops weren't searching me because I knew them. William, we have the ability. You want to go to a Ducks game? We'll get you in a Ducks game. We'll film you. We'll welcome you back. We welcome you, man. I don't care. President, you know how many family members I have that have visited? How many I have now? Sadly enough, there's 2 brothers serving life sentences separately from each other. What does that feel for the mom? You got 2 kids and they're both serving life. So, hey.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Man, it's what it is. They made the choice. I didn't.
Hey, we only have a couple of minutes left, William, but there was something about Robert Blake, who was in Beretta. What's the story with him?
I loved it. I wanted the bird.
Robert Blake.
Look at his head. You
talking about Robert Wagner?
No, that was Rob Blake, right, from Beretta?
RJ. RJ, I met him years ago in the 80s at let's just say it was a club, and he said a lot of things that are discussed in the book, and another book's coming out with some more detail about it.
How many books do you have? Every other sentence is in this book. It's in that book. It's how many books do you have?
I mean, I can't give it all away here, can I?
No, well, you can tell me how many books you have.
Listen, I just come out of prison a year ago.
Right, you should be spending that time with your fiance.
I'm not allowed
Stop
to
writing
make
books.
money talking about my crimes, but I'm trying to earn a living talking about my experiences of people I met along the way, and prison, it's criminal justice reform issues, victim advocacy issues, stuff like that. So there are things I can write about, and I'm trying to get by on this, the TV show,
right.
You know, whatever comes my way. The first book, we're looking to make that into a drama series, and there was some interest from Netflix just before the pandemic, and then everything kind of went south.
Yeah, the pandemic shut everything down. I do acting, and it shut everything down, man. It's been horrible.
Pluto,
We're just starting to pick up
TV
again.
was in touch. I don't know what that whole deal was about, but they wanted to do something, you know, with certain aspects of my life, like cases I was helping people with in prison working on their legal stuff. They wanted to kind of do something about that.
Yeah, I actually like that part a lot. You're in prison, but, you know, people don't understand, and they give the wrong stigma to people who are in prison. Not everybody in prison is a dirtbag. People in prison they got caught simply. You're in prison, but you're a good-hearted man, and you use that time. What else are you gonna do? Right. People use their prison time different ways. You can sit there and let it become you, or you can remember the person that you wanted to be before you went to prison, and that's what you did. I appreciate what you're doing. We don't have enough advocates out there, and unfortunately, everybody who's in jail is innocent. So it's hard to decipher the true ones that are innocent. But hey, whoever can help, I appreciate what you do. I would love to help you more. Frankie and I will be in touch. If you need any help with your show, I mean, I don't have NBC executives that can help me, but we've been doing this a little while. We can help you get started, so you stop looking to the left when you should look to the right.
We're trying to get back up in New York in June for Maxwell sentencing, to do some more interviews and press conference up there. I was just in the National Enquirer. I think you guys have some bunch of articles and stuff we sent you. But we're going to be going there for that as well as get married. So hopefully in June, if we could film a couple episodes in June, that would be good.
Hey, and if you're here in New York in June, you're more than welcome to come back on, come in studio, and we can pick this up.
We'd love to have you.
Right where you leave off.
By then, I'll have read one of your books, and we can talk some more.
We need a 2-bedroom, man. Everybody got a 2-bedroom? We'd come up there next week.
Oh, we got everything around for you. Don't worry about it. I have so many real estate people, it's not even funny.
Yeah. I was in real estate also. I used to sell houses in New York, and I combined my skills.
Yeah.
I used to pose as Donna Karen's brother and go see houses that were like open houses or appointments, and then go back a few weeks later and, $3, $4, $5 million houses all over the ocean.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of, ridiculous things that I was doing that I'm not proud of now, But, I literally would go see them, and I was Donna Karen's brother. And
can you imagine just sitting with him at a
$3
bar?
house, and she's doing a fashion show in Milan right now, and she wants me to film everything, and it's in the 90s or whatever. And I get all the information, the floor plan, and
that's crazy.
And you go home and make your plan.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not proud of it, but that's what it was at the time.
Hey, we all did stuff we're not proud of, and it's all led to us being who we are now. So you take the good with the bad, you learn from the bad, and you improve on the good. And it looks like you've done that.
Absolutely.
William, I thank you very much for your time.
Remember that, man. I'm a victim advocate now. I advocate for the wrongfully incarcerated. And in front of all my books, I add this, and it says, all that's needed for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. So it's time for me to go back to being that good man and, use my experiences to help other people.
Well, I appreciate you, William. I thank you for coming on. I definitely want to have you back on again. Like I said, when you come to New York, and if you get here in June, please let us know. Come down. If you need anything, you want to just reach out to Frankie or myself. We'll be more than... Oh, my God!
There he goes. He's got
he was holding on to that. He was holding... Hey, wait, let me ask you a question. How are you going to feel when judges are met next year?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, let Cashman keep doing what he usually does. Don't sign their own players and sign all the outsiders and see in these colors next year. William
That's
Steele.
like Trump becoming a Democrat.
Oh, Lord. William Steele, thank you very much.
Wait, thank you very much for coming on. We enjoyed it.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for all my supporters. Hey, go to YouTube, William Steele author. Thank you.
That's William Steele. It's Andrew Washington and Frank Herrera. This has been The Truth with my man who is out again next week.
I'm going on vacation.
And then we have
No sickness
Brandon Brass standing in. We have Georgia Rose. We're keeping it in the family. Strong Island Television's Georgia Rose from Soul Space is going to be our guest, and we're going to have a good time. That's our show for tonight. Thank you, and have a good night.
Thanks again, William. Appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.